Hello everyone, Haley here and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to community college and this is your first year, this video is going to help you get an idea of what classes you need to take in order to get started on the path towards transferring to a four-year university. Specifically, if you're looking to transfer to a UC, I think you'll find this video especially helpful. So today we're going to talk about two things that you absolutely need to know about as a community college student in California, and one is IGETC and the other is assist.org. IGETC, if you don't know already, stands for the Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum. So what that means is these are your basic classes that you're going to need to be able to transfer to a four-year university. So your basic math, basic science, writing, and in many cases foreign language, especially for UC transfer students. So this is your general education. What you need to do in order to complete the IGETC is follow a specific sequence of classes which is outlined for you on a worksheet that you most likely can find on your community college's website. If you can't, visit your counselor's office and I'm sure you can pick up one of these worksheets as well. This is what mine looks like from West Valley College. This is actually the current most updated version of the worksheet, so this is not the one that I worked off of, but I'm pretty sure it's almost identical. Maybe a few things, maybe a few more classes have been added. IGETC is really important for students who are looking to transfer because it is accepted by UC and CSU as your general education units, and at the end of IGETC, once you finish it, you receive what's called IGETC certification, which proves and is actually a certificate that you submit to these schools that shows that you have completed your general education. This is the easiest way to make sure that you're on track because it pretty much outlines the areas that you need to take. I believe there are 5 or 6 areas depending on whether you're a CSU or UC transfer student. 5 general areas that you need to complete classes in order to transfer. And like I said, math, science, reading, foreign language in many cases, and a few others. But it lists the classes at your community college that you can actually take in order to complete that area of credit. When you're designing your schedule for the school year, keep in mind a few things. One, you're going to need to take at least 60 semester or 90 quarter units. And if you want to get out in about 2, maybe 3 years, you're probably going to want to be at least a full-time student, which means you'll need to take 12 units minimum every semester, every quarter. And on the semester system, classes, in my experience, are about 3 units on average per class. Maybe they might be worth a few more units if there's like a lab or an extra long lecture or something like that. So you're looking at about 4 classes per semester. Note that you can't always just jump into all the classes that you want to take or even that you need to take. In many cases, there are going to be prerequisites. A prerequisite is a class that you need to take in order to be eligible to take another class. So for example, for math, a lot of times you can't just jump into calculus and you need to show that you've passed like algebra 2 or something like that. So there are a lot of classes that overlap between the different areas. For example, something that falls under the humanities category might also count as credit for something in the writing category. So like I said, in many cases you can take one class that advances you in your general education and you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So while IGETC tells you what classes you need for your general education in order to be eligible to transfer, major preparation comes from assist.org, and assist.org is really helpful in deciphering which classes you need to take and in which classes actually transfer. For new community college students, if you don't know exactly what you want to study yet, that's totally fine, that's normal. What I would suggest is taking a look at some different classes that you might be interested in and identifying at least 1 or 2 majors that you would be interested in. Keep in mind that the pathways and the classes that you need to take are not going to be the same for every single school. So for example, the major requirements for linguistics, my major at UCLA, is completely different from the major requirements for the linguistics major at UC San Diego. Assist.org recently got a makeover, so it looks completely different from the assist.org that I was using. For the most part, the information is the same. You might just need to look around, play around with the website and see what's on there. But the most important thing that you're going to need to look at as someone who's trying to transfer is the Articulation Agreement. So these are the specific sequences of courses that you need to take in order to transfer to the school of your choice with the major of your choice. You can do your general education and your major preparation at the same time, given that you meet all the prerequisite requirements for those classes. So it's always good to start to look at it and start to work into your schedule and see what you can get out of the way at the moment in time. I'm going to give you an example of what it's like to use assist.org. Open up assist.org And this is the first thing that you're gonna see. As you can see, there's a new to assist button, frequent questions button. You know, feel free to look around, play around with that if you have some time. But the first thing that you're gonna notice, immediately front and center of the page, is you see something that says transfer information, academic year, institution, and agreements with other institutions. So the academic year is the year that you are looking to transfer to the school of your choice. In most situations, they only have the current year available, so just click on that one. It's gonna be the most up-to-date as it can possibly be anyway. So then next, you can either choose your community college or the school that you want to transfer to. I always think it's just easier to go with community college. So imagine you go to West Valley College. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in because that's where I went to college. And you're looking to transfer to UC Irvine. Go ahead and click that. As you can see, it comes up with this little alert that says the 2019-2020 agreement is not available. Instead, the 2016-2017 agreement is shown. That's totally normal. It's a point that I'm going to touch on in just a minute. But for now, let's go ahead and click on View Agreements. So this is a list of all of the majors available at UC Irvine. So what you're going to do is search for the major you want. Now imagine that you want to pursue an anthropology major at UC Irvine. You click that. Over here on the right hand side, you'll see the agreement available. It says 2016-2017 agreement. You can either download or view. We're just gonna go ahead and view. So then it opens up this document. So you can go ahead and read all the nitty-gritty details on here, but the main thing that I wanna show you is on the left-hand side, you will see the classes that someone at UC Irvine, who was a student from freshman year, needs to take in order to be able to pursue this major. Let me just clarify that these are not all the classes you need to take to earn the degree. These are just the classes that you need to take in order to be able to enter the upper division aspect of this major. So, on the left-hand side, these are the classes at UC Irvine. On the right-hand side, these are the classes that equate to those classes at West Valley College. So as you can see, first one that pops up, Anthro 2A, Introduction to Socio-Cultural Anthropology. So at West Valley, we have Introduction to Cultural Anthropology, and it says Anthro 3 or Anthro 3H. The only difference between these two classes is that one is honors and one is regular. They're pretty much identical. The only difference between honors and regular, just very briefly, is pretty much there's usually like an extra assignment required for honors students. But oftentimes these classes are done together, so honors and regular students are in the same classroom learning the same material. So you can take either one of these classes in order to earn the credit for Anthro 2A. And these two, the units, the material, these two things articulate. So scrolling down, you can see more. Now I want to draw your attention to this, which says no course articulated down here towards the bottom of the document. What that means is that West Valley College does not have a class that is equivalent to Anthro 30A. This happens all the time, and this is something you're probably going to run into a lot. This is normal. You know, UC is aware of this. What that means is you will just not be able to take this class in a community college, but you'll probably have to take it once you actually transfer. So this might set you back a little bit, but usually not too much. Usually it's just a handful of classes. Before you give up completely on being able to take this class, I would encourage you to check out whether this class is available at your community college, at your community college's sister school. So for example, West Valley College, our sister school is Mission College. So just because global issues in anthropological perspective is not available at West Valley doesn't mean that Mission College won't offer something that meets the criteria to articulate for that class. So just make sure you check that out. Scrolling down, make sure you check out the entire list of classes that you need to take. As you can see, there are quite a lot, and once you see all the classes that are available, you'll get to end of anthropology. So this, once again, is going to list out all the classes that you need for your major preparation. This is really great if you're trying to decide what you want to do. If you're someone who is looking at a few different majors and you're not sure exactly what you want to do and a few different ones interest you, I wouldn't worry too much about taking every single class for each of the majors you want. That is just not feasible. The goal is to really identify the one that interests you the most and complete that one to the fullest extent that you can. Of course, if you can knock out some other classes for a different major along the way, that's spectacular. The last thing that I want to say about this is that assist.org is not the end-all be-all when it comes to transferring and making sure that you have all the classes you need for the major that you want to pursue. at the UC or CSU level. So as you can see, just playing around on the website and just even looking at the Articulation Agreement, not everything is up to date. This is super common. Honestly, most of the time things are out of date. So what you really need to do in order to protect yourself as someone who wants to transfer and make sure that you're getting everything out of the way that you need to is go to the school's website, look at that department of study, look at the specific major you want, and it will usually have a checklist of everything you need to do in order to earn the degree. So there are a lot of little details that you need to be conscientious of. For example, for applied linguistics, which is my major at UCLA. Now, you may look at the IGETC sheet and see, oh, I can take all of these classes and this will equate to my foreign language requirement and I'll be good to go, I'm golden. Wrong. So for example, I took ASL at West Valley and I took it for 1 year. At UCLA, for the applied linguistics major, I need 2 years of one foreign language. But starting the year after I transferred to UCLA, ASL is no longer being accepted as a foreign language for this 2-year requirement. If you want to take ASL at UCLA, you have to start with the first ASL class at UCLA. What you took at community college can no longer count. This is not something that's going to be documented on assist.org, so that's why it's really important that you're doing all the research you need, getting all the information that you need to be a successful transfer student. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that it really is in your hands. Your future is your responsibility, and if you want to transfer, there's a lot of information, a lot of work that goes into it, and nothing is going to be handed to you. Yes, assist.org is a great tool, and yes, IGETC is another great thing that you can use to get where you want to go, but you always need to make sure that you have the full story in order before you can actually transfer, because there's a lot more than meets the eye. I hope that you guys found this video helpful for the new community college students out there. Congratulations on starting your first year of community college. I'm sure if you're not already in school, you're probably starting within the next 2 weeks. If you enjoyed or benefited from the content in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I have posted a lot of videos about transfer information, community college information, and life at UCLA as a transfer student. And I post new videos weekly, and I will see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye.